You're dreaming, but you don't know you're dreaming yet. You're just walking through your house like a normal person. Except your house has 7 staircases, your kitchen is somehow inside a Walmart, your dead phone is ringing, and your math teacher is sitting at the table eating cereal with a raccoon. And your brain is like, yeah, normal Tuesday. That is the insane part about dreams. Your brain can create the dumbest movie ever made with no plot, no budget, and a raccoon in a supporting role. And somehow, you believe every second of it, until one tiny moment. Something feels off. You look at your hands, you have 12 fingers, one of them is wearing a tiny wedding ring, and suddenly you think, wait, this is a dream. And right there, everything changes. Because now you are not just dreaming, you are awake inside the dream. Congratulations. You just became the unpaid manager of your own hallucination. And the first thing everyone thinks is, oh my God, I can do anything. Fly, teleport, talk to celebrities, fight monsters, summon pizza, finally win an argument in the shower that happened 6 years ago. But then right when you get excited, you wake up. Because apparently your brain is fine creating a raccoon math teacher, but the second you realize what's happening, it panics like you just found the control room. So today we're talking about lucid dreaming, why it happens, how people do it, why your dreams are so stupid, and why controlling a dream is way harder than it sounds. Because lucid dreaming sounds like this magical superpower, but in reality, it's more like being handed the remote control to the universe, and half the buttons are sticky. First, what even is lucid dreaming? Lucid dreaming is when you realize you are dreaming while the dream is still happening. That's it. You're asleep. But some part of your brain wakes up just enough to say, hold on, this plot makes no sense. And that's rare because usually dreams do not get questioned. Dreams are the only place where you can be at school, then suddenly in a desert, then suddenly late for a dentist appointment you didn't book, and you're still like, yeah, I should probably hurry. Bro, hurry where? You're riding a horse made of spaghetti. There is no appointment. But your dreaming brain does not care. During dreams, the part of your brain that checks logic and reality is not exactly operating at full power. It's like the security guard at the front desk fell asleep, so dream nonsense just walks right in. A giant talking frog? Approved. Your childhood bedroom inside an airport? Approved. Your teeth falling out while you're giving a speech to people from middle school? Approved. Dream security is terrible, but in a lucid dream, that security guard wakes up for 1 second and says, wait, why is my boss a dolphin? And that one moment of awareness can flip the whole dream. Suddenly you know the world around you is fake, but it still feels real. You can see things, hear things, touch things, sometimes even smell things. Which is crazy because your actual body is just lying in bed, doing absolutely nothing. You're basically watching a movie, starring in the movie, directing the movie, and also being tricked by the movie, all at the same time. And that's why lucid dreams feel so powerful, because for once, you catch your brain in the act. Every night, your brain builds an entire fake universe. People, cities, weather, drama, side characters with unnecessary backstories. And it does all of this while you're unconscious. No loading screen, no instructions, no customer support, just boom. You're at a birthday party for a dog you've never met. Now, most people hear about lucid dreaming and immediately think, so I can control everything? Kind of, but not exactly. Lucid dreaming is not like entering a video game with cheat codes. It's more like trying to control a shopping cart going downhill. You can influence it, you can aim it, but every now and then it turns sideways and hits a mailbox. Some people can fly. The people in the dream start looking at you like you said something illegal. And then you wake up because your brain basically goes, he knows too much. So experienced lucid dreamers try to stay calm, which is hilarious. Because imagine realizing you are inside your own dream universe, where you can fly and bend reality, and your first job is to relax. You're standing in a fake world with infinite power like, okay, everybody stay calm, especially me, mostly me. People use tricks to keep the dream stable. They look at their hands, they touch the ground, they rub their hands together, they spin around, which sounds insane from the outside. Imagine watching someone in a dream become all-powerful, then immediately start rubbing their hands like a villain at a soup restaurant. But it can help, because paying attention to the dream world can keep your brain locked into it. The more real the dream feels, the longer it may last. Now the obvious question is, can you make yourself lucid dream? Maybe. Some people naturally have them, some people train, and some people try every method for 3 weeks, and the only thing they unlock is worse sleep and a new personality. There are a few common techniques. One is reality checks. During the day, you ask yourself, Am I dreaming? Then you test reality. Look at your hands. Read some text twice. Check a clock. Try pushing your finger through your palm. In real life, nothing happens. Unless something does happen, in which case this video has become much more important. But in dreams, these tests can fail in weird ways. Your hands might look strange. Text might change when you look away and look back. A clock might show complete nonsense like 72:banana. The idea is that if you build the habit while awake, eventually you might do it in a dream, and then your brain gets caught. Another method is keeping a dream journal. You wake up and immediately write down your dream, even if it's stupid, especially if it's stupid, because dreams disappear fast. You can wake up from the most insane brain movie of your life, and 2 minutes later, all you remember is there was a hallway. That's it. Your brain deletes dreams like it's hiding evidence. So writing them down trains you to remember them better. And once you remember more dreams, you start noticing patterns. Maybe you always dream about school. Maybe you always dream about being chased. Maybe you always dream about your phone not working, which honestly barely counts as a dream anymore. That's just modern life. Another technique is called wake back to bed. Basically, you sleep for a few hours, wake up for a short time, then go back to sleep with the intention of becoming lucid. This can work because vivid dreams often happen later in sleep, but it also has one major downside. You are intentionally waking yourself up in the middle of the night, which is not exactly what your body was hoping for. Your body is like, finally, rest, and you're like, actually, I'm trying to meet Spider-Man in my subconscious. So don't ruin your sleep-chasing dream superpowers, because being able to fly in a dream is cool, but being a zombie at 10 a.m. because you tried to hack your brain like a discount wizard is not cool. Now here's where lucid dreaming gets really interesting. It's not just for flying around and doing dumb stuff. Although yes, obviously people do dumb stuff, because humans could discover a gateway into the mind, and the first thing we do is ask, can I spawn a Lamborghini? But lucid dreaming can also help people face nightmares. Imagine you're having a nightmare. Something is chasing you. A monster, a shadow, a terrifying figure, or worse, your email inbox. But then you realize, this is a dream. Now the monster loses some power, because you know it is coming from your own mind. Some people turn around and talk to it. Some people make it smaller. Some people change the scene. Some people just leave, which is honestly the funniest option. The nightmare monster is doing its whole scary performance, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to the beach. That's the weird power of awareness. The dream might still be scary, but now you're not completely helpless. And that's why lucid dreaming fascinates people, because it reveals something strange. A lot of fear depends on believing the situation is real. The moment you realize it's a dream, your relationship to it changes. Not always instantly, not always perfectly, but it changes. And then there's the creepiest part, false awakenings. This is when you think you woke up, but you're still dreaming. You get out of bed, you brush your teeth, you check your phone, everything feels normal. Then you notice your mirror has a weather forecast on it, and you realize, oh no, I'm still in the brain basement. False awakenings are terrifying because they feel like the dream is trying to trick you back into normal life. You wake up from the dream inside another dream. It's like your brain has pop-up ads. Are you sure you want to wake up? Click here. Too late. Now you're in a hallway. And this is why reality checks can be useful. Some lucid dreamers check reality every time they wake up, because dreams love pretending to be real life.